What are all these buttons on my DSLR for? Can I customize few buttons as per my need? When and how to use these buttons?
Hello everyone, welcome to another session of Nikon DSLR tutorials. In the previous session, we spoke about white balance, raw format and in-camera editing. In this session, we will be talking about important camera controls and menus. We often find people overwhelmed with the number of buttons on a DSLR. In this session, we will be telling you about these buttons and their functions. First button that we have is the exposure compensation button, which is a small plus minus button right next to the shutter button on the camera. This button helps you adjust the exposure on your camera. All you have to do is press the plus minus button and rotate the command dial. If you rotate it towards the positive side, you will make the picture brighter, and if you rotate it towards the negative side, you will make the picture darker. This way, you can use the exposure compensation button to adjust the brightness in your image. There will be many times when the light will be less and you would need to illuminate the scene. For such times, use the built-in flash on your camera. To pop up the built-in flash on the camera, just press this button which has a lightning bolt made on it, which is the flash button. Once you press that, the flash will pop up and you can take a picture using the flash and illuminate the scene. The camera also offers you various flash modes. To change the flash mode, press the I button and use the command dial to choose out of fill flash, red eye reduction, slow sync and rear sync. You can also increase or decrease the power of the flash by compensating the flash. To compensate the flash, press the I button and select the flash compensation button in the information display. Once you select that, press OK and you would see that the next menu shows that you can increase the power by 1 stop and decrease it by 3 stops. Now let's talk about the function button on the camera. Presently I am using a D50-300 and the function button on this camera is placed right under the flash button. Function button is actually a free button that you could assign to any function that you frequently need. To do so, press the menu button, go to the custom settings menu. In the custom settings menu, go to F controls and choose F1. Press OK and it gives you a list of options like image quality, ISO, white balance, active delighting and many more. Choose the option that you would like to assign your function button to and press OK. The AEL and AFL button is placed at the back of the camera, right next to the I button on the D50-300. You can use this button to lock the exposure or focus or both together. The diopter adjustment control is placed right next to the viewfinder on the camera. The diopter adjustment controller helps you set the power of the viewfinder according to the power of your eyesight, so you really don't have to use your spectacles while taking images. Now coming to the release mode button, this button determines how the camera shutter is released. To access the release mode settings, on the D50-300 you have a dedicated button. All you have to do is press this button and it will bring up the release mode options. You can choose out a single frame, low, high, a self timer option, or if you would like to release the shutter with a remote, you have 2 remote options as well. In cameras like the D3200 and D5200, you can access the same options by pressing the I button and going to the release mode option and choosing similar options. We talked about some important buttons and controls on the camera. Now let's move ahead towards menu functions. The first function that we would discuss is image quality and image size. To access this menu, press the menu option and go to shooting menu. Select image quality and here you can select out of NEF RAW and JPEG options. You also have options for shooting an NEF RAW file with a JPEG file depending on the quality of the JPEG like fine, normal and basic. Now the second function I would like to talk about is the picture control. To access this function, again we will press the menu button, go to the shooting menu and select picture control. In the picture control, you have many options like standard, neutral, vivid, monochrome or portrait and landscape options. You can choose the desired option and press OK to apply the changes to the image. Now, the auto ISO sensitivity is a great function. It enables your camera to choose an ISO setting or boost an ISO when the user or the photographer is unsure of the ISO settings. To access this function, we will press the menu button, go to the shooting menu and then to ISO sensitivity settings. In the ISO sensitivity settings, we will choose auto ISO sensitivity control and switch it to on. We can also set the maximum level to which the camera can boost the ISO. Once we have chosen the appropriate level, we press OK and we are ready to shoot. Another great function that Nikon cameras offer is active delighting. Now, active delighting brings back details in shadow as well as brighter areas in high contrast situations. To access this function, we will press the menu button, go to the shooting menu and choose active delighting. Depending on the lighting condition, we can choose out of low, normal, high and extra high. Once you have chosen the right level, press OK and you are ready to shoot. Now, we have talked about buttons and menu functions and how we can use them to customize our camera settings to our liking. But if you would ever like to return back to the standard settings, you could do it very easily by resetting the shooting menu. To do the same, press the menu button, go to the shooting menu and choose reset shooting menu. Once you press OK, you will get an option to confirm your selection, press yes and your shooting menu is back to the standard settings. Thank you for watching this tutorial. We hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for the next tutorial where we talk about compositions. Until then, this is your Nikon buddy Rohan signing off.